And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here at BearcatJournal.com, www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Go get the app. They will bring it right to your front door, pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop, or head down to Dayton, Kentucky, Wednesday through Sunday, lunch and dinner. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15% off of your order. And go get that Galactic goodness, some tendies, and make sure you get some Galactic sauce. All right, Aaron, it's Wednesday night. We had a productive BCJ pod taking a look at Iowa State now. And we also, I thought we had a good look at where things are at in the Big 12.
Yeah, a little State of the Union, if you will.
Yeah. What we were surprised by so far, what isn't surprising, and the reality that for a lot of teams, like they've only played, for a couple of teams, they've only played 2 of 9 games. Everybody else still got 6 games left in conference play. And as we've seen in the first couple of weeks, any damn thing can happen in this conference, and it's not surprising, essentially, to anyone. What did Dave say? There's 11, 12 teams in the top 50 in most of the rankings.
Something like that. Yeah.
It might not be top heavy, but there's a lot of coin flip football. Like,
gotta love that.
This league is. Yeah, I mean it's
any given Saturday, right?
Right. Well, I mean, this is going to be what UC fans have to get used to. Guess what? You know what it means, Aaron? I mean, some years you're going to play objectively well, and your record is not going to reflect it. And in other years, you're going to play objectively, but you're going to win the coin flips, and you're going to be 8-4 when you should have been 6-6.
You can't tell fans that. You know what fan is short for. We're all irrational. We want to win every game. We're winning every game, and now we're losing 3 in a row, and none of us know what this feels like anymore.
Yeah. Well, guess what, Aaron? You know what we were doing? You know what game we were playing in the American? We were playing rock, paper, scissors, and the other team couldn't use rock and paper.
Well, I miss beating scissors with rock.
Yeah, well, guess what? You made a lot less money just using rock to pummel scissors.
Money shmoney.
Yeah, we don't.
We just want to win.
Coming to us. We want to see wins. Want to turn on Saturday and see wins.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Big 12 this week. Short slate, 4 teams with byes, so only 5 games, and one of them tomorrow night, 7:00. Everybody's had this one circled, right?
Holgorsen Bowl.
Hogo gets West Virginia at TD-ECU Stadium. I like that Houston honored ECU by putting their name in the stadium after leaving them behind.
Is this game sponsored by Red Bull or Smirnoff or?
Yes. Well,
Sky with 2 Y's.
Bob's not coaching, so it's not sponsored by Woodford Reserve. I can tell you that.
Yeah. He's
West Virginia
recycler.
favored.
Come on, man.
West Virginia favored by 2.5. Over under 49.5. Look, man, West Virginia, we talked about it on the previous show. West Virginia has definitely been one of the biggest surprises of the league. It would behoove Dana Holgorsen not to lose this one.
He's going to lose this one. West Virginia is going to stomp out Dana Holgorsen. Houston doesn't stand a chance. There's going to be 17 people there to witness it. At least Cougar fans. I don't know how West Virginia is going to travel to Houston. Maybe they want to go see Dana Holgorsen to yell things at him. I don't know, but there's only going to be 17 Houston Cougar fans there.
West Virginia fans travel. Like, travel. They
Houston
show up everywhere.
Houston fans don't show up for a Final Four team.
Right. Houston fans don't travel from their house 10 minutes to the stadium. There will be more West Virginia fans at this game.
100%.
If not, it'll be 50-50.
I mean, there's not going to be 34 people there. Come on, man. At 2.5, give me West Virginia all day. West Virginia is good at running the ball. Houston is West Virginia is averaging 191 yards rushing. Houston's giving up 163. I think West Virginia is going to have over 200 yards rushing. I think that West Virginia is poised to win this game. They're on a hot streak right now. Holgorsen is the only hot thing that Holgorsen has right now is the seat that he is on, and it's not looking good for Houston.
No, 3:30 on Saturday. This one is very interesting to me. Kansas at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has been very good at home. Kansas is probably still going to be without Jaden Daniels. Kansas is favored by 3.
Who knows?
Over under of 55. I think I might want to call an upset here.
Oklahoma State's good at home, right? That much we know at this point. We didn't know that until we did.
Right.
We're new to this conference. We didn't know that.
We're just learning these things. These things are all new. Shocking. Teams are generally better at home than they are on the road.
Apparently that's how old Gundy's keeping his job is winning at home.
Without Daniels, I don't know. Oklahoma State seems to have picked themselves up off the mat a little bit. One, they picked a quarterback.
Yeah,
They're not trying to play a 3-quarterback system.
But Bean is good. Bean is very good. And if you're going to have your star quarterback who is projected to be the offensive player of the conference down and out with God knows what at this point.
Bean is the starting quarterback now. He is no longer the backup. He started half the season last year. He's already started like over half the season, it feels like, this year. He's the starter.
Do you think Jalen Daniels made him one of those Apple chains that has Bean's highlight plays on it? Because he should have.
He should have.
Hey,
thanks, boy.
Thanks for getting us into the top 25 with my back spasms.
I mean, here's the thing. I think it's a back injury.
Sure.
It's not back spasms.
It's not spasms. It's your back is wrecked.
Yeah, wrecked. He missed the first game of the season. I think this is the third or fourth game in a row he has missed.
At this point, why come back? At this point, you medical red shirt. Come back next year.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know, unless it's something that they think that they can figure out how to manage, but they have not so far.
I think your draft stock has plummeted, is my point. Like, come back next year. Just sit this one out. But I don't know. I like Kansas. I like Bean. But I don't know that I can pick against Oklahoma State at home. I would not touch this one as far as the 3 points.
I think I go.
I'm taking Oklahoma State
money line. Give me Oklahoma State money line, and just roll with it. I think that's where I'm at.
I think it's probably going to be over 55, though.
Possible, definitely possible. BYU TCU. This is at TCU. The line is TCU favored by 6, over under 52.5. This is kind of a big spot for TCU, I think.
Well, considering TCU struggled against everybody who was a former Big 12 person.
Right. If they lose this game, they go to 1-3 on the season.
You don't want to be the former Big. If depending on what happens with Cincinnati, you don't want to be the first former Big 12 team to lose to one of the newcomers.
Or Houston.
Well, like I said, you don't want to be one of the teams that loses the first team that loses to a newcomer. We'll see what happens with Cincinnati. I don't believe at all in Houston. But I don't know. BYU, when you're running a bunch of construction workers out there at 35 years old or whatever they are at this point, that's grown ass man strength. And as we've touched on before, though, in all seriousness, BYU has more history than any of the other newcomers against Power 5 teams, as they were an independent and they slated Power 5 schedules.
Yeah, like they have rosters that are built up a little bit better to sustain the grind, the wear and tear.
Because they're family men.
They've got 4 kids. Like they have dad. They legitimately have dad strength. Like it's a very real thing on that BYU team. Dad strength.
TCU favored by 6, though? No way. No way I'm touching
Yeah.
TCU favored by 6.
And look, if TCU would have like if TCU and Iowa State would have played it, and this is where I'm probably gonna continue to get burned on this league, is that I'm still reactionary to last week, like looking at trends, and it seems like it doesn't fucking matter in this league at all.
No, the only trend is Oklahoma on that roller coaster.
So TCU was bad against Iowa State. Like it turned it over 4 times. I don't know the status of their quarterback.
Give me TCU, but not on 6 points.
Not on 6.
I think TCU is going to win this game. Until one of the newcomers beats one of these teams.
I also just want like Oklahoma. It wasn't like Oklahoma. It wasn't like BYU was like, oh my god, those guys are good. I didn't walk out of that UC BYU game thinking, and those guys like they're stacked. I just didn't think that.
The problem is I don't know what quarterback's going to be starting for TCU.
Right. So
maybe that's a good thing.
Ask Mike Gundy. He started 3 of them. And then we got one more, right? We have Kansas State at Texas Tech. Texas Tech has picked themselves up off the mat. Kansas State, a pretty big blow last week to their, odds of playing in a Big 12 championship game. I want to believe in Kansas State, Aaron.
I agree.
I want to believe in Kansas State.
Texas Tech is favored in this one by 1.5.
What?
I don't think that's happening. I think Kansas State bounces back. Kansas State, according to ESPN FPI, this is as close to a coin toss as you can get. Kansas State 49.8, Texas Tech 50.2. Jeez.
Maybe I need to rethink. Maybe I need to rethink.
I believe in Will Howard. I think
I did too. He said it was the worst game of his career last week.
It was certainly the worst game of this season. We're new to this. We don't know the rest of his career at this point. But I think that Kansas State has bounced back, and granted it is at Texas Tech, but I think that Kansas State is better than what they showed last week.
If the metrics, I thought it was my vision that the metrics would say Kansas State would be at least like 55%, 56% to win this game. If they're saying it's 50-50 and it's at Texas Tech,
you're going to take the home dog?
I think I'm going to take, well, no, they're the home favorite, aren't they?
Yeah. You're taking the home
favorite by 1.5.
1.5, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the favorite. I'm going to take Texas Tech at home.
I take Kansas State.
I just jumped off the Kansas State ship.
You did.
I just jumped.
You did.
I didn't expect. I wasn't planning on being here.
You know what you did though?
We're here.
You also hopped on Sonny Dykes again. I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. I hate Sonny Dykes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You picked him though. You also picked him to win, just not to cover.
Not to cover. Good teams win. Great teams cover.
I don't know that BYU is good, and they're okay.
What's that say for us?
It says that they should have won the game, and they bricked on like every coin flip play that you need to win the game. BYU made it, and Cincinnati didn't. But do you not agree with me? Like, I'm not saying BYU's bad. I'm saying I didn't watch that game. Like, there are games you watch that you lose, and you're like, damn, those guys are good, man.
I think I just talked myself into BYU.
All because Sonny Dykes is still Sonny Dykes. Oh, this show's getting funnier and funnier as the season goes on. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
God, I'm glad we don't keep track of this. See ya!
Right.